All right, y'all, we made it. The season is finally over. We're headed to the play-in tournament. Currently, we are the 7th seed after the victory we just had. If they would have found a way to lose that game, this would have been a completely different video, but I just want to say something. If you thought we were losing this game at any point, you are dumb. And I try not to say things like that on camera, but we were not going to lose this game. I don't care what the Pacers did. I don't care what happened. We were not losing that game. Larry Bird could have came down from the rafters and said, you know what, jersey switch, Lego. We were not losing this game. Wasn't going to happen. The ghost of Roy Hibbert could have came down. It's not happening. We were not losing that game. I don't care how bad Kevin Durant was shooting the ball, how many times we almost gave up the lead. We were not losing that game. Relax. Don't let Jeff Van Gundy and everyone else gas you up. We were not losing that game. Relax yourself. But that's neither here nor there. So, it is done. It's onwards to the playoffs. And the reason why I say the playoffs and not the play-in tournament is because with all the other games that were won and solidified, we play the Cavs. And I believe we play at Barclays on Tuesday. It's done. There is no one on the Cleveland Cavaliers that are going to stop us. It's just not. It would have to be such a colossal collapse. It would have to be the stuff of legends. And we all know how rarely Kevin Durant has an off night. And even on an off night, the man had, was it 17 or 16 assists? So that's him on an off day. Kyrie Irving's going off. I think he almost had 40 again. Seth Curry's going to play. Kessler Edwards is playing amazing. Claxton's playing with a lot of heart. Drummond is actually going to close the game for a change. I don't care what Jared Allen does if he decides to come back. Personally, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it if I was him. I would remain on the bench because it is going to be a landslide dub. I am not concerned in the slightest about us losing that game. And even if we do lose, like the next game would be like against like the Hawks or the Hornets or something like that. And you'll have to forgive me if I'm not concerned about that. Yes, the Hawks are scary and I have been hyping that up. But in a win or go home, we're not losing to the Hawks or the Wizards. But it's not even going to get that far. We're going to wipe the floor with the Cavs or whatever. And even if I'm getting these standings wrong, they're not losing in the play-in. It's just not going to happen. The chemistry's there. They're all getting along. You have Seth Curry out there. We win the game today by at least 15. Like, we'll be fine. I am focused on the playoffs. So if y'all want to speculate about the play-in tournament down below, hey, I'm a candle holder. Be my guest. Like, for real. Be my guest if you want to speculate about that peasant shenanigans. That's for the lottery teams to figure out. That's for your Indiana Fever. That's for the lottery teams to figure out. Now back to what I was talking about. We're going into the playoffs. And there has been a new development. Assuming we remain the 7th seed, which we will, because we're not losing to the Cavs, we will. That means we play the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. Now, I am not going to bring up the wild accusations that Kyrie Irving's trainer was making, but I'm gonna. Kyrie Irving's trainer has come out and says that Kyrie believes, allegedly, I have to say allegedly, that Kyrie Irving believes Giannis injured him on purpose. Now, I can't believe there's that there is much of a pushback among Nets fans that we were all on that type of thinking to begin with. So keeping Kyrie in some form of a literal bubble might be the game strategy. Wrap him up in saran wrap or something, well, not saran wrap, but like the bubble wrap or something like that. We got to figure something out for that. But with Kyrie having a little extra oomph going into this game, with Kevin Durant having, I won't say to prove, but he's got a lot that he needs to back up. After what happened last year, I'll paint you the picture. We're up 3-2. You just have to win one more game, and you choke twice. I'm not going to say the word prove because he's Kevin Durant, but there's a lot on the line if you can't do it. Not to mention we've added Seth Curry. LaMarcus Aldridge hasn't retired, so he's still with us. We still got Blake Griffin. Let's not ignore that Cam Thomas was hitting shots today. Kessler Edwards, Bruce Brown, Patty Mills, Dragic. The team is like, we're ready for this. But here comes the most important part. There have been reports, and it's coming from Woj and Shams, or Shams, however you say his name. I feel like nobody knows, but that's not here or there. Yo, Ben Simmons is coming back. And unlike last year, when it was, oh, it's possible Spencer Dinwiddie might be back for the finals. No. Ben Simmons is going to be back in the first round. Regardless his physical state, he'll be here in the first round. So Ben Simmons will be added onto that lineup of individuals we have that we didn't have in the first series. Keep in mind that it was Kevin Durant and one-legged James Harden and Jeff Green that got us to overtime in Game 7 where we lost by 2 points because Joe Harris can't hit a shot. And you subtract Harden, you subtract Jeff Green, but we add a Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge, Kessler Edwards. We already have Bruce Brown. But Bruce Brown can shoot threes, so that's new Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown. Come on now. Dragic, Patty Mills, Cam Thomas. Oh, and the list goes on and on. Claxton's healthy and is actually playing. Andre Drummond. And need to remind y'all, Ben friggin' Simmons! That is 10 more people than we had last year. Because remember, last year, it was just Shannon and Mike James. That's who we had out there. So let's not act like it's not a boot that thing on time. There was a chance with the lineup we already had. But it's a guarantee and a promise with Ben Simmons. Ben ain't gonna let it happen. The one flaw we have on this team is a true mobile defender. That is the one thing we need. That was allegedly supposed to be James Johnson. We saw how that worked out. That is the only thing we need. We got the scoring when Kevin Durant and Kyrie get bored in the third quarter and do their thing where they don't try until the fourth quarter. You've got Seth Curry out there. You've got Drummond as another option. This thing that Bruce Brown and Claxton are doing are just incredible as utility pieces. And Bruce Brown can shoot threes now. Patty Mills is hitting his shots. We still got Dragic when he comes back from health and safety. Like, let's not act like there is not a talent galore if our two main stars aren't hitting their shots. And I don't know if y'all remember, but the Bucks let us have anything from three. I don't know if y'all remember that. But they just let us shoot from three for days. That's why Jeff Green and KD were going off. Because I don't know how this turned into jazz hands, but they just let us do anything from three. Well, now you're adding marksman galore. Don't listen to what Jeff Van Gundy's saying. That man is confused. That man is confused. The only weakness we have is consistent defense. And shout out to Claxton, but there are times where that's just not enough. Shout out to Bruce Brown, but because of his size, sometimes that's not enough. Shout out to Patty Mills and Kyrie for jumping in the passing lanes every now and again, but sometimes that is not enough. So Curry can be a little, sneaky, but that's not enough. Kevin Durant getting a couple blocks is cool, but we need him to focus on offense. Drummond is nice down low, so he'll take out Brook Lopez, I guess, but sometimes that's not enough. You have an individual like Giannis, and we're already having to worry about Drew Holiday. We're already having to worry about, what's that dude's name? Chris Middleton. You still got the Giannis problem. Follow me here. I truly believe that the combination of Kyrie Irving and Bruce Brown is enough, and Kessler Edwards, is enough to handle Drew Holiday if he wants to hit a shot or he wants to go down low in the post. I think we'll be fine. You're not getting past Drummond, we'll be fine. I think Brook Lopez, if he wants to go down, I don't think he can anymore, but if he wants to try to go low in the post, you're obviously not getting past Drummond or Claxton. And I like Claxton's chances against Brook Lopez. He's very old. I'm not concerned about that. I know that's y'all's guy, but I'm not concerned about that. Now, when he wants to like stretch the floor and like post up in the corner, obviously Claxton can handle that. And let's not forget we've got LaMarcus Aldridge. Chris Middleton. We got Kevin Durant. I believe Kevin Durant can handle that, and I don't even think that is a question. Kevin Durant can handle that. Again, you can share the wealth with Kessler if you want, but I'm not concerned about that. With Giannis, we've got two specific individuals who I feel like can defensively handle that assignment quite prominently. You've got Blake Griffin, who again, we just forget that out of everyone in the playoffs, he was the most effective. And you're not going to stop Giannis. I mean, he's arguably the best player in the league. Like, you're not going to stop a Giannis, but you'll slow him down. Blake Griffin seemed to do a good job. But you know who else we have? Ben Simmons. If you tell Ben Simmons, the only thing we want you to do is guard Giannis, I think regardless his conditioning and state and if he can hit a three or not, I don't really think any of that matters. If you tell him your job is guard Giannis, we'll do the rest, and that's all he has to worry about is just shut down Giannis, I think we're good. Now, again, you don't shut down a Giannis, but isn't Ben Simmons like one of the best defenders in the entire league? Isn't that who you want on Giannis Antetokounmpo? I think so. We're good. We're good. And if we're the one that takes them out, which we most likely will if Ben Simmons is coming back, if we're the one that takes them out, there's no one left. Like, the Bulls and the Celtics are going to have one wild series. They might destroy each other. Who knows who comes out of that? Who's to say? And then after that is like what? Like the Heat? Is that who we play after that? Like the Heat? That's a dub. Conference finals is either the Celtics or Philly. I mean, that's a dub. Right? Even if Time Lord comes back, Ben Simmons is out there. I think we're fine. Coming to the finals? I mean, what, like, who's coming out of the West? We're talking the Suns and the Warriors, I guess. I like our chances with Ben Simmons out there. What's Booker gonna do then, right? And you shut down Booker. Who else do they really have? Like, and who's stopping KD, right? Like, I don't think Chris Paul can guard Kyrie. You know, the Warriors. I think it's documented history that Steph can't guard Kyrie. Like, that is documented history. They don't have anyone on their team that's stopping Kevin. And again, you got Ben Simmons out there, so Klay Thompson isn't doing anything. Drummond. Good luck, Draymond. Like, what I'm trying to say is that if these reports are true and Ben Simmons is coming back, that's a championship. And I know I just said last video, we gotta relax. I did say, but if he comes back, it's different. I was under the impression he wasn't playing this year. But if Ben Simmons is coming back, that's a championship. Do y'all understand that? That's a ring. Everybody right now, send Sean Marks your ring finger measurements. That's a ring. And we're getting Milwaukee out the way first? Oh! And if I remember correctly, maybe I'm just inebriated off of the dub of the season. But weren't we up like 2-1 on Milwaukee with just Kyrie and Kevin? Right? Isn't that how last season went? So weren't we already beating them with less before Giannis purposefully injured him, allegedly? And we're adding Ben Simmons to that. Didn't Kyrie by himself drop 50 on a completely healthy squad of them without Kevin Durant? And we're adding Ben Simmons. Get out. Like, get out if you're concerned. Get out right now. Because it's championship time. With that man Ben Simmons coming back, I'm all for realistic takes when there's no Ben. But when you deliver us the literal thing we're missing, all bets are off. And that really was. I was ready to go into the playoffs being very pessimistic and just be like, well, we're going to try our best, but don't expect it. Like y'all saw last video. But Ben's coming back? Hey, good luck, Cleveland. Because it's ring time. It's ring time.